Hi, I'm here with Kevin Wiegand from Data Sites. We're up in River City Labs in Brisbane. Welcome to the Business Advisory Show, Kevin.
Thanks very much, John. Much appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. And thank you for setting us up for a few drinks a bit later on by the looks of things as well.
Some of my best work, to be honest, is buying alcohol. Yeah.
So a couple of very simple questions that we tend to ask everybody.
Yeah.
The first one is, what do you think business advisory means to just anyone out there, that you deal with?
I guess I always think of it as, from my own business. I love it when somebody takes the follow me home approach. They take the time to sort of come into my business and understand sort of how it works, the widgets I sell, where I am in my growth stage, what my end goals are. To me, if somebody can take the time and understand that and then advise based on that, I think that they've nailed it on the head, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, and what do you think is the most difficult thing today for maybe accountants and bookkeepers to deliver business advisory services?
I think it's time. I think that I would imagine it's your higher value staff that are in a position to give the business advisory, and so there's not a lot of time to go around to go and actually learn a lot. So anything to do with automation and scaling, reuse, targeting niches, that kind of thing, it's reusing that knowledge and maximizing your time spent with someone. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. Makes sense to me.
It absolutely does. It absolutely does. And so tell me about your business. I mean, you tend to help both the end client but also business advisors to get their act together as well.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's about helping businesses access their data. So, most people go, oh, you do Power BI or you do reporting, but essentially what we do is we give businesses access to their data. Because without that access to data, guess what? You can't make those decisions. You can't put a certain view in front of a certain part of the business and help measure and manage and track their way to better performance. So, whether it's to us, whether it's a business advisor or a VCFO or an accountant or a client, the problem that we're solving is always the same. Hey, I'm struggling to get access to my data. Okay, cool. Let's sort that out. And then, whether you want to do it yourself or whether you want us to help you, we then build those views over that then sort of guide the performance that you want to, achieve, I guess. Yeah.
And there are a lot of people out there that are a bit sceptical about the power of data, particularly if they're, in accounting and bookkeeping and they're maybe time poor or very buried in their own compliance business. What are some of the wonderful things that you've experienced that have been just great aha moments because of a data outcome was illuminated to somebody?
Yeah, I think a powerful one for any business is focusing on the customer. And so, whether you start off with a basic CRM and then do some basic sort of, whether you want to call it net promoter score or customer surveys, and then you do one of those and you figure out, oh, it's not actually that hard. And yes, I learned something valuable. And then you start baking that into your process. That's something that's applicable to every single business, and that's all data driven and that's all process orientated. And there's some real benefits that can be gained from that, and that's the front of business side. Then you've got the operations in the middle. You've obviously got the financial benefits at the end. But I think you touched on a key point, which is, it's a lot to take in. You can go, oh, there's a mountain of stuff we could do. So start with the stuff that's going to save you time. If you're building a management report that's taking 3 days a week, figure out how to make that a click of a button. And then with those 3 days a week that you've saved, guess what? You can do some more advisory now or something along those lines. So just start with something small and chip away. Yeah.
Now, for all of us, we're all business owners as well, and typically what makes us better business advisors is the fact that we are. What has been your most important lesson or two as a business owner?
Oh, so many. Pretty much started from nothing, as I'm sure most business owners do. So to nail just one is a tough one, but I think letting go, I suppose more because I'm a technical person. So, I can do my website, I can do this and I can do that. So to get a team together and really define those tasks and roles that I can outsource and trust somebody else to do it if I set the proper standing operating procedures and all that stuff in place. I guess it's letting go a little bit and making sure that I'm keeping my end goal in sight, my personal end goal. What do I really want out of the business? What do I need to get there? So lots of little lessons.
And if you had your time over again, I mean, it's sometimes lovely to say, oh no, we wouldn't change a thing, but I'm a bit more honest with myself than that. What would you change if you had your time over?
I think more due diligence. I wouldn't chase every project that came our way, every client that came our way. But it's super easy in hindsight, because a lot of that, got me to where I am today. Taking those opportunities and saying, well, that didn't work, but this did, and so it's really hard to say no to everything. I think it's just a journey that you have to go through, basically. Yeah.
And the lessons come from that as well, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say there's you can edit this part out maybe. Yeah, no, don't worry about it.
That's all right. Now another question. What about the geeky stuff that you love to do?
Yeah.
What do you love most about what you actually do?
Yeah, I'd say building stuff. I got accused of this the other day. Somebody said, like, why aren't you making more money? And I was like, well, thank you very much for that. But besides that, it's probably because if you look at our client base, we've got the ability to connect data sources from anywhere. Cloud, non-cloud, blah, blah, blah. If a client comes to me and goes, look, we've got this new system that we're using, or we've got this old system that we're using with blah, 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 I'm going, we can automate that. We can make it perfect. We can make sure that your data's flowing and you don't even know about it. So that's what I enjoy. I enjoy that challenge of making sure that we can take a data source that's obscure, mix it in with the data sources everyone knows about, and then make sure that works and flows and it's a seamless experience for our clients. So, challenges, taking technical challenges I shouldn't is probably one area I shouldn't, but I enjoy it. So that's what it's all about.
Yeah, absolutely, fantastic. Now there's a bit of hype at the moment about Microsoft Power BI. Do you think that there's a little bit of a concern around the accounting industry that it might be misperceived as a panacea that's going to do everything, and we should stop looking at other solutions?
It's a great point. Like, super. So I love talking about this. You can tell how excited I am. You can't look at any tool, whether it's Microsoft Power BI or Amazon QuickSights or Google Data Studio or Tableau ClickView, and think it's going to solve the problem. Do you know what I mean? People, especially, and it's not just the accounting industry, it's service-based industries as well. With the explosion of SaaS apps, they've gotten used to, myself included, plug and play and click solutions, which is fantastic for a certain level. But when it's a bit of a harder problem you're trying to solve, it requires more investment. And so, I completely agree. It's marketing. That's what's being sold to us, to you, to me. It's, Microsoft saying, this is going to solve your problems. It's amazing, blah, 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 blah. And you stretch the cover and you go, this is kind of hard. But it is kind of hard because there's a lot more value to be gained than just a plug and play click thing. Yes, Power BI is guilty of selling itself like that. So are other tools. But I think come back to yourself and say, what are we trying to solve here? Like, what are we actually trying to achieve? And then if you do some due diligence and searching and invest some time, dedicate some resource to it, then I'm pretty sure if you want to do something in the automated reporting world, Power BI will be able to do it for you. So hope that makes sense.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, it's been great having you on the show today. Any other business lessons that you look back and think about and say, you know what, the use of data is great, but in business, it's difficult in business because?
I'd say one little thing that I've learned to do is ask for more money, basically, is pricing. I don't really ask for money very well, kind of thing, and it makes a big difference. It's about thinking about it being fair. You're providing a service, and if it's not fair to both parties, then somebody's losing out, and it's not win-win, basically. So anything to do around pricing, like, I'm always ears about, it's a big deal, I think, and that's where I use my business advisor mostly, is around pricing. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. Well, all right, it's been great to have you on the show. Thanks for coming, Kevin.
Thanks very much, John. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Okay.